Glorious afternoon. There's been one notable absentee. What I want to do is thank everyone who's been tweeting in and calling and emailing saying far and away the best pre-game we've had for the year. It's humbling for me, not so much for our leader who has wandered down to Tasmania for the big game, West Coast v North Melbourne at Hobart. He's going to press the flesh with the politicians. Jim, what's going on?
Oh, there's plenty going on. So speaking about beautiful days, it's magnificent down here. Sun shining, a full house. North Melbourne flags and scarves everywhere. It's a dominating sort of setup down here, Gary.
Well, you've been emotional in the last 2 weeks. You're not welling up while you're describing
yourself. Don't be silly, Gary.
No?
What you don't need to be is silly. I've had a couple of my mates text me already today going, Jeepers, real flat.
Well,
real flat start to today's show.
No, it's not.
That poor Burley's that far ahead of himself. He's brought nothing, Spud. The clipping Austereo has actually come out with nothing else, and the hosting's just got a real flat line about it.
You bring your 3 measly texts in, and I'll show you 430 on my Twitter account that's going nuts.
It's a sellout down there, JB. Bloodstone Arena must be fantastic from the North Melbourne perspective that the Hobart people have really taken North on board.
They have, and I said it last time I was down here, the joint looks like Arden Street from the 70s. It's just blue and white everywhere. The way they've embraced us is great. That Gary, I nearly do get emotional about because it was a big leap to come here, and they've been fantastic. So we love the Hobart people, and the support they've given us has been great. I love the AFL too for putting West Coast here because they're a high-quality opponent, and it'll give the fans down here something great to watch.
JB, you're a man who beats to his own drum on just about everything you do, but you've been got out here, haven't you? You as you said before, you're pressing the flesh with the politicians. I reckon Caro's got in your head. You're doing things on this game, in the build-up of this game, you would never have done.
Purple, last time I was down here, Lara was my girl, and she's my girl again. I've even brought, I'll tell you how important today is, I've even brought
Lara
the
being the
Mrs.
Premier,
B.
JB.
Lara Giddings. I've even brought the beautiful Mrs. B. She's made the trip down.
Stop the presses. Hang on. There's the story.
I'm down to the Henry Jones she's come. Oh, and she's just slid straight into the main shopping precinct of Hobart and made herself comfortable too.
Pulled out a nice little Angora knit for the afternoon.
Hey, Gary, don't worry. When she got back to the hotel room, the credit card had flames licking off it.
Now, JB, you're up at the front of the plane, no doubt, on the way over. But apparently your brother, fellow board director Mark, he had to get the Able Tasman over, is that right?
He did. He was on the Spirit of Tasmania, which I've done before too, and was absolutely sensational. So he loved that and drove down with another couple of directors and their wives. And Gary, don't embarrass me. That's a magnificent setup. The boat's a beautiful trip.
And what with the beautiful premier or lovely premier of Tasmania, what do you talk about over lunch?
Hey, she's a ripper lady, Lara.
I know that.
So you have good fun talking to her. But I tell you who else is, and speaking about the front of the plane, I got nowhere near it, Spud, because Mike Fitzpatrick, Gil McLaughlin, Simon Lefleen, Sam Graham, the big hitters from the AFL, just had the front locked away.
This is the making.
So, JB, you got the big
sort of Anzac Day set up.
You got the big president's speech lined up, JB, with all those heavy hitters there.
I'll shreds, Spud. That's one thing that I can bring. That's the heat
Give
I
us a
bring.
zinger. Give us a little zinger that you might use.
The room generally in the palm of my hands. So what I tend to do is I tend to go with your standard stuff written down, and then I improv around that purple, and it's the improv that brings the gold.
Do you work off the room? Do you have a look around who's in the room and just sort of fashion the chat around who's in the room?
I need to, Gary. I need to work out who's in there, and then from there, watch me go.
You won't even know. You won't know 8 people in there, JB.
Hey, purple.
You won't know the names of them.
Don't start with that. We've got the Chamber of Commerce down here. We've got the Lord Mayor. We've got all levels of government. We've got every single... Hey, Mrs. B's got a handout. Do you want a piece of Mrs. B?
Hey, don't worry about that. Whack her straight on.
Hang on.
Garrett?
This is, I'll tell you what, this is groundbreaking stuff. I don't think you've been to a game since Stan Ells played with North Melbourne.
Lot of surprised faces, but I just have to tell you about JB in the lounge this morning at the airport.
Oh, please do.
Gillen comes up to him and says, they're all in suits, the AFL boys. But James is in, that Abercrombie top he's got that looks like a hiking top.
Yeah, that real 1980s job, yes.
Yeah, so Gillen's just given it. What are you doing, mate? Are you going hiking? So, bit of a bit of a tense drive to the hotel, running horribly late. He's so stressed out. Got the suit on, but the sweat dripping off him. Can you imagine the scene?
Now, I'm picturing it
bad
right
language.
now. Now listen to me, Mrs. B. Have you practiced your curtsy for the Premier?
I haven't, but I have brushed up on the beautiful Premier. I did that at 1 o'clock this morning when I got in from Perth. So I know who I'm sitting next to.
Well,
looking forward to it, Gareth, but I'm not sure if he's really nervous about today or going, shut up, James. Or
shut up, James.
I don't know if he's more nervous about today or the fact that he's got to go horse riding at Werribee on Monday with you, Garry.
Well, of course, you're the premier horse expert in the country when you've been growing up
Travelling
around
reserve.
equestrian horses. So I may just pull you aside tomorrow and get a few tips for the big equestrian event next week. We know Jim will come last and hopefully falls off and gives us some real good vision.
It will be humour. Now, I'm putting the big boy back on.
Yeah, good, because we've got to wind it up. So have a wonderful day down there.
Yeah, leave the funny stuff to me, Mrs. B. What the bloody hell's she on about?
Yeah.
First game,
Talk
we
glass
think,
artist, like.
since old Noel Teasdale was playing, Jim.
Oh, don't worry. It's a very rare sighting. She's Mrs. Snuffleupagus.
Well, guess what? You're getting the wind up. We've had a gutful. The Twitter's coming through saying, get him off and get
JB,
that kind of funny stuff.
Do
you're
not
doing.
stand on the green stuff. We'll be watching on Fox Sports. If you
I
stand on
can't
the...
believe I'm not speaking to you at half time like I did last time and you were Captain Serious.
And no tears if you win.
Yeah, don't sook it up like
Come
a
on,
baby.
Sookie.
Shut up, Purple.
Enough of you, James.
Excited,
Off you
isn't
go.
he?
Oh, I tell you,
Gee.
up.
What about Sarah?
Hope they don't get 100 plus, huh? Mrs. B, what'd you say? Put a glass eye to sleep.
Well, she wanted to have a go at that microphone, didn't she?
Now you're wondering where the force is. He's wandered off back to his mates at the MCC to try and organise some more
Come back
fair.
in, mate. We love you.
What? He's going to deliver. We are going to take a break.